Hello friends, today we will be learning about artist Kara Walker. Kara Walker is most known for her iconic silhouettes. Using just black and white paper, she confronts the viewer with gender and racial stereotypes, exploring the past with elements of realism and fantasy. Just like Kara Walker, we're going to be using black and white paper to create a figure silhouette. A silhouette kind of looks like a shadow of a person. We're going to create one in movement, so we're going to use simple shapes and stick figures to do this. First thing you want to do is start off with a stick figure. You have to know what pose your figure is going to do before you start drawing. And once you have the skeleton, you can start building the shoulders, the chest, the lower half of the body, the thighs, the knees, the calves, the ankles, and remember to add things like knees and elbows because that will make your figure's movement look more realistic. You want to add fingertips as well, and you can go through and color the whole thing with chalk when you feel like you have the shape you want. The good part is that while chalk is really hard to work with, you can kind of go in with pencil and create more details and change things that you want with pencil. So I just erased the extra chalk because I was having a lot of trouble with one of the legs getting the right shape, the right placement of the foot. And so the chalk can actually be erased using an eraser, and you can keep working at it. Remember that human anatomy is one of the hardest things, and so is movement, to draw visually. Since I wanted my figure to be jumping, I wanted the hair to be flying up, and I gave it a little bit of texture. I also went through and gave myself fingers, but I had put the thumb on the wrong side, so make sure to change that. I did. It will make it look more realistic. Next, you want to make the background. I wanted my figure to be jumping from cloud to cloud, so I made a few clouds for her to jump from. The next step is cutting everything out. So you're going to cut out everything that you drew on the black paper, making sure not to go through the white, but cutting around it. You're going to take your time to show some of those details that you took a lot of time making sure you got right. Details like the texture of the hair, the curves of the body, the fingertips. It is tedious. I'm going to tell you, it took me a while to be able to get those things cut out, but you just have to shift your paper and scissors as much as you need to get in there, so that way from far away people are really able to tell what is in your picture. Once you're done with the figure, you're ready to cut out the background. The important part is to save that black paper, which we'll be using for later in the project. The next part is gluing everything on. So you can kind of place things before you actually glue them, but don't glue on the white paper because it will leave marks like mine did. Glue on the table or desk next to you instead of on the paper itself. The last part is adding details. So I wanted to add a couple things to fill the white space. So I decided to make a couple of birds that I can add to the background. I made 3 of them, I cut them out, and then I used glue to kind of place them in different parts of the picture. When you're all finished, use an eraser to take off the leftover chalk. Here's what my finished project looks like. Take your time, follow the steps, and yours can look this good too.